Hi, I'm Molly. I'm your local queer agent in Eugene, Oregon, and I wanted to share a little bit about my buyer consultations. So, if you're interested in buying a home, and I'd love to help you, I have to have an initial meeting with all my clients. And this is really important to me and really important to you for the success of the transaction. There are a ton of agents. I think there's like 1,400 or something like that in Lane County. So there's a lot of us, and it's important that we do a vibe check and get to know each other and make sure that we're a good fit, because for the most part, buying a home can be very, very stressful. And so you want to make sure that you align with the person you choose so that you feel great during the process, even if it is stressful. So some of the things that I like to do right off the bat is schedule either an in-person coffee meeting or a Zoom meeting to kind of go over just the process. Whether it's your first time or you've done it many times before, it's important for me to get to know you. I have a list of questions that I ask and I take notes. Some of those things are, what is your 5 to 10 year plan? Are you going to be in Eugene for a while? Do you have pets? Are there any big life changes coming? I'd like to know things about how you handle stress. I like to know the best mode of communication. Do you prefer text over email? What platforms are you using to search for homes right now? In addition to, what are you looking for? What type of home? What area? What square footage? What type of backyard? What type of amenities do you need to be close to? Is there a school district that you're looking for? Those type of like tangible things for searching for a home. And one of the things I bring is a folder. It's just my plain folder that I fill with many goodies. So I'm going to share with you what's in the folder so you can kind of expect what it would be like if we were to have a buyer consult. So we're going to talk about, oh, hey, how's it going? How are you today? How's your coffee? That type of thing. I always like to know, how'd you find me? One of the best ones is on Reddit, or a friend told you about me. I love helping friends because my clients are good people, and I firmly believe that good people know good people. So it's always a pleasure to get referrals. And it is like a vote of confidence that I really helped this client so much that they wanted to share me with their friends. So back to the folder. In the folder, I will have this like Let's Find Home complete step-by-step guide of what you can expect. I'm a former teacher. I really love a good handout. I really like to help people learn about the process. And my motto in real estate is eyes wide open. The more information we can gather, the better position you're going to be to make an informed choice. I know it can be kind of overwhelming with so much coming at you. And so that's why I created this. And it has, just checklists, things to help you kind of like tune in to what is really a priority for you in the home search. And then I have the initial agency disclosure pamphlet that is from the state of Oregon. It explains who I work for, your rights, who works for the seller, essentially like real estate agency relationships and confidentiality. So that's something you'll see again, because we have this meeting. I don't have you sign anything. If you decide to work together, then I take everything to digital so that you can have a copy and I have a copy, and you can read it when you have time to take a look at things, and not like a high pressure, oh, we're here meeting for coffee, please go ahead and sign that you're going to work with me and pay me for X amount for, 100 years. That's not really how I operate. So the next thing in my folder is this buyer agreement. we need to decide that we are a good fit. And before I show you any homes, we need to have a contract stating how much I will get paid and what my area of searching is. And so before I even talk about that contract, I like to let you know in this, like what my commitments to you are, what your commitment to me is going to be. So if we're spending time searching and touring homes and I'm like gathering a bunch of information, I really don't want you to go and use another realtor, because we will sign a contract, but also like that's not like loyalty. And so there's that piece. And then it explains like how I get paid, and I don't get compensated until you finish the transaction and successfully purchase a home. So there's that. It explains my office hours and other, I think, useful things. And then the other thing in my packet is I have a map of all of Lane County, and then I kind of have on the other side, it is Springfield and Eugene. And this is super helpful if you are from the area or not from the area, but to kind of talk about the lay of the two cities and where ideally you would be. And then I have like the fluffy side of the folder, which I'm a big bookmark person. And so on the other side is helpful tips for home buyers, just to keep you kind of on track. I have this little flyer about the ethos of Rise Realty Northwest and how we operate and how we are a heart-centered business where we focus on the clients more than the sales. And on the other side is just like 7 tips of how realtors help you navigate the purchase process. And then I have this magazine that quarterly all my clients get this magazine. It's a different version every quarter. And it has cool things. And in it, I pick out, I don't write it. Check my blog if you're interested in my writing. But I do pick out like the different recipes and I write the letter. And I really like this magazine. And so it's just one of the little things, to let my folks like, hey, I love you. I'm out here if you have friends who want to buy a house. So that's kind of like the beginning packet. And we're also going to talk about just the process. I really like to know how folks handle stress. In the buyer consult, I explain that I'm a fair housing realtor, so I'm not going to tell you that's a good neighborhood, that's a bad neighborhood. That's not up to me. I look at real estate, being an agent, as like a gatekeeper. And so when I put my opinions and when I put what I think you want onto things, that can really taint it. And that's not my role. So my role is to help you get as much information as possible. So I like to say, like, I'll be the source of the source. Do you want to know more about this neighborhood? Here's some websites where you can dig in. I'm not ever going to say that's a bad school. As a former educator, it's super student dependent. So what might be a bad school for somebody might be a great school for somebody else. And so it's really important as parents that you walk the halls of the school, you meet with the admin, you ask folks, you with a grain of salt, check out Facebook groups. Sometimes folks just complain on those type of things, but sometimes you might actually form a connection with a parent that you can get solid information from. So if you are thinking about the home buying process and you have a ton of questions, great, because you should have a ton of questions, especially if it's the first time. And if you want to know about local market conditions and just process systems, I'm here to help. I think that buying a home is very doable, and it is not a wild out of the realm type of idea. There are down payment assistance programs. There's so many different loan products. I think as a buyer, you need to craft your team, your realtor, your lender. And as a queer real estate agent, I'm always very forward with putting a team together that is equitable, that is going to treat everybody the same and not, be prejudiced towards queer folk. And that is super important to me. And for the most part, I would say that we're a very friendly, open town. So yeah, interview agents, get to know them. If you'd like to interview me, I would love to talk to you. So my contact's at the end of the video. Feel free to email, text. Okay. Have a great day. Love ya. Bye.